I'm going to be starting my reread of the Heartstopper series before the 6th novel comes out. I'm having a proper full-on gay crisis. Why is it so much sadder in here than it is in the TV show? The perfect ending to this story and to these characters. Hi my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a very special video today. As you guys can see by the title, and just to give you a little bit of a date and where I'm at, it is currently July 5th. Heartstopper Volume 6 comes out, and I'm going to be starting my reread of the Heartstopper series before the 6th novel comes out. Well, technically, by the time I get through maybe at least a couple of the books, it'll already be out technically, but I won't be getting my copy until maybe a few days out, I would say. But something about the Heartstopper series, I read this well before I started this channel. I only started it in the summer, specifically I believe at the end of June in 2025 and such, so you guys never really got to see me read the Heartstopper graphic novels and such. And specifically, I was a little bit hesitant getting into the Heartstopper series as a whole, specifically the TV show and the graphic novels, but then my good friend and very best friend Alexis pretty much just said that it was one of her favorite series of all time, and that she was like, you should just watch it or even read the damn comics or whatever. And so I watched the TV show first, instantly fell in love with it, and then I read the graphic novels, and it was just so wonderful, honestly. And leading up to the final volume of Heartstopper, I'm basically going to be rereading the Heartstopper series. I'm taking the entire week to do this. So the first one that we are obviously starting off with is Volume 1. I believe within the TV show, it also encompasses half of Season 1. I believe, if I'm not too mistaken and such. My kind of plan throughout this entire video is to read one of the graphic novels and then take you guys through a little bit of me rewatching the show and such, all leading up to the Heartstopper Forever movie as well too, that's coming out on July 17th. And this series just means so much to me, and I'm not too sure if I'm going to put this as a full spoiler vlog, honestly, because I feel like so many people know what Heartstopper is about and know the premise of this book and such. I think I will only leave it for spoilers up until the 6th volume. I don't want to spoil the 6th volume or the movie for anyone who has not watched it yet, or even just in general, and this is probably gonna go out after the movie goes up, but I will not be watching. I'll just be watching the movie just kind of by myself and maybe one of a random vlogs or something along that lines. But anyways, I have been talking for way too long. I'm going to put on my music, put on some ambiance and such, put you guys in a better position, and I'm going to be rereading one of my favorites and only favorite. I've only read this graphic novel series and such, but I cannot wait to start rereading and technically finishing the series that made me love Alice Oseman and their work. Okay, I hope you all can hear me, but I'm on page 128, and Nick just invited Charlie over to his house to meet his dog Nellie, and the dude, I don't know why, this just made me kind of giggle and such, but they're I think it's their form teacher, I think, literally said, "Did you two swap seats?" And it's oh, I love them. I love Nick and Charlie so much. They are just so sweet. And I have look at how far I've gotten in. We're so back. We're so back. I love this. I love this. Okay, another pause here and such. So Nick and Charlie just got done hanging out at his house. His mom is talking to him and says, "Charlie seems like a lovely boy. When did you meet him?" That's Nick's mom's talking. This is Nick talking. "A couple months ago. He's in one of my classes. He's very different from your other friends, isn't he? You seem much more like yourself around him." "Do I?" "You do." And then thinks. Oh my gosh, I'm so giddy. Oh my gosh, I'm so giddy. Even his mom notices. Oh my gosh, I'm just so... I love this. I love this. I love Heartstopper. I love Nick and Charlie. I love this. It's great. I love it. Oh, and also random thing, while I was reading that You Are in Love by Taylor Swift was playing as well too. Perfect. Perfect vibes. Perfect vibes. I love it. Yes. Oh, that was so sweet. That's so wonderful. Oh, I love that so much. I love it. I love this. As you guys just saw, I just finished rereading the first volume of the Heartstopper series, and it's gonna remain a 5-star, but I think the whole overall series is going to be a 6-star personally, to be honest with you. I love their banter. Like, one of the things that Alice Oseman does really, really well with them is really shows their fucking banter, and it really, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It really just kind of like caters to Gen Z, older Gen Z type of vibes and things like that. Like, there was a scene where they were playing Mario Kart in there, and it was like with the Wiimotes or whatever, you know, because in the show it's with the Nintendo Switch because it's a little bit more of a like upper, not really upper game, but like more like a like present game and things like that. It's just one of those things where this story is peak nostalgic high school vibes, but make it queer and specifically make it gay, and just overall just a lovely, lovely love letter, and just why we need this representation in the first place. I love, like, it was fun going back and rereading this because I believe when I first read it, it took me a little bit to kind of get used to where things were laid out on the page, that I literally just like flew within this just like this pretty much. Like, it took me like that long to finish it. I started it at the top of the hour, which was around 6 o'clock. It is only 6:50. It has not taken me too long to do this, and I might, honestly, it's getting to the point where we're more than likely gonna order some dinner, and I'll probably watch maybe episodes 1 through 4 or wherever this volume stops. And if I'm feeling it tonight, I might go into volume 2. We shall see, but I kind of like the idea of kind of breaking it up over the days and over the weeks, just to have a little thing where I can just kind of sit down, kind of just like get lost in this series and kind of get reminded of why I love this series in the first place. And it's definitely reminded me. I love Nick and Charlie so much. They are so wonderful. They're so great. I've said this in the past multiple times. If I was their age, and I'm the actor's age, I'm Joe and Kit's age and such, I would 100% be friends with not only their characters, but also them in real life as well too. And I just, I can't wait. I think my next clip that oh no, my camera's gonna die. I just looked at that. Okay, well, we're gonna cut this short and such, but I will see you guys when either I'm reading volume 2 or I'm watching a little bit of season 1. time for volume 2, my friends. Oh my god. This is one of the most iconic lines from not only the comics but also from the TV show. It's after they just kissed for the first time and such. Nick comes over to Charlie's house and they're doing their thing, they're making up or whatever. And Nick is literally like, I'm so sorry for running out on you, I'm just so confused. But it's literally, then the quote is like, I'm having a proper full-on gay crisis. I don't know why, that just makes me laugh so much because, you know, we've all had those, at least people who are on the spectrum of LGBTQ in some way have had that realization of a crush of some kind where we're just like, what? Like someone that we like from the same sex. Like, I remember I didn't really fully believe that I had a crush on someone until, or specifically a crush on one of like my girl like friends, until I was maybe in high school. I would say about the same age that these guys were and such. And it's an interesting thing to go through and just be like, yeah, I'm just having a full-on gay crisis. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think the one thing that I kind of miss from like the TV show adaptation and now the movie as well too that's added into the adaptation is the absence of Charlie's little brother. He adds such a funny little comical like relief into the actual like graphic novels themselves. It's so sweet. I love it so much. It's great, honestly. I love this little strip. Hold on, look at this one. Sweet. I love them so much. I love them so fucking much. God. I love them. I love them so much. As you guys just saw, I just finished my reread of volume 2 of Heartstopper. Of course, it's gonna be a 5-star. I think we all kind of know what my rating throughout this entire series is going to be. But one thing that I absolutely love about this one in particular is you're tackling the kind of questions and answers and sort of that was left at the end of volume 1, specifically where Charlie and Nick were at after they kissed at Harry's birthday party as well too. And you kind of like follow Nick's journey, kind of figuring out who he is, what his sexuality is, and how he and Charlie kind of fit together. And I love that so much because honestly, we need representation like this. If I had this when I was in high school, well, I think I did, but I wasn't really much of a big reader, honestly. But I know a lot of like my reader friends, they would have absolutely loved this and devoured this as well too. I mean, I'm still devouring it while I'm here as well too, you know? It's just one of those things where, especially with the issues that they tackle within this volume, you get to learn a little bit more about Charlie's bullying, what exactly he went through. We also get a little bit of a foreshadowing of something that comes up in the later graphic novels as well too. That is very important to Charlie as a character. That is kind of a little bit on the sad side, but also just a little bit just like, man, I just want to give him so much fucking love. I want to give him so much love. I want to be able to give him that just in general, you know, and just like, I'm so excited to see where, I mean, I know where they're going and such like that. This is basically the road to volume 6 pretty much, you know, but I kind of really don't remember too much of the intimate details from the other volumes as much. Like I remember key moments and key things like that, but with this one and probably my other ones going forward as well too, it's just gonna be like slipped my mind pretty much. You know, like there's a very big scene between the two of them that really kind of like shows a little bit more of what their relationship can be, and especially with something with going on with Nick and learning a little bit more about himself and learning just like more pretty much, you know. It was just one of those things where it's a great book. It's a great graphic novel series. I highly recommend it, honestly. And tonight, since yesterday I didn't get to start Heartstopper, I think tonight I am going to. It's like 5:30-ish about now. I think I'm gonna edit my video that's gonna be going up on Wednesday and such, and you guys will see it well before this one comes out. It is my May and June reading wrap up, so you guys will be able to see that as well too. And the rest of the night, after I edit a little bit more of the video, I think I'm going to start season 1 and such, and then tomorrow you guys will see me read volume 3 and then so on. I got the notification that my volume 6 for Heartstopper is about to be shipped. It should be shipping tomorrow at least, so I'm very, 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 very excited about that, honestly. So yeah, I will more than likely see you guys when I am eating dinner and more than likely watching Heartstopper, because that is where I will be. I love this series so much, and I can't believe we're going to be saying goodbye to them. I cannot believe we're going to be saying goodbye to Nick and Charlie and all of the other people that have made this series so wonderful as well too. Because for me as well too, this is not just the road to rereading the series, but it's also the road to finishing up with the movie as well too. Because one thing about me is I separate the graphic novels from the TV show and now the movie adaptation as well. They are essentially the same story, but with different plot lines, different characters and things like that you're kind of following throughout the different things and such. And this one is perfect, along with the TV show being perfect as well too. They do a really good job at adaptating the majority of the things that need to be adapted from these and such, while also giving us more stories, more characters, and more things to follow, and just wonderful things that I was just like, oh, I just love it so much. So yeah, you guys will more than likely see me not read. You'll more than likely see me watch a little bit of Heartstopper, the TV show, and I'm going to have this perpetual grin on my face the entire time that we are doing this. So yeah, that's my update.
Oh my god, guys, I just read where Charlie finds out that Tao accidentally outed him last year. Why is it so much sadder in here than it is in the TV show? At least if I'm remembering properly, at least. But then again, it's been a while since I've watched the TV show, so yeah, I don't know, honestly. It's just like, wow, that is very on the sad side. And I was like, why is that so fucking sad, you know? Why has that gotta be so sad? But yeah, that's just that was just so much sadder, to say the least, that I remember it being from the TV show, at least. Wait, we just got a reveal from Charlie that I thought happened later in the graphic novels. I know it happens later in the show, but we just got Charlie just revealed to Nick that he used to self-harm and such, and it was just like, man. That's the one thing that I love about these books. They're so cute and they're so fun, but they tackle real life shit that so many teenagers go through, especially with the bullying aspect, and especially being bullied for being LGBTQ, you know? Like, it was just, man, I just saw that and I was like, oh shit. Like, I thought that happened a little bit later on. Turns out, it does not happen later on. Shit, man. I just had to say that at least. Oh man, we just came up to one of my favorite quotes within the entire franchise, which in the comics it is, or not really comics, graphic novels. In here, it's Alade talking to Charlie, and he goes, there's this idea that if you're not straight, you have to tell all your family and friends immediately, like you owe it to them, but you don't. You don't have to do anything until you're ready. Okay, I have to share this one thing. It's one of my favorite quotes within the entire series as a whole, but Darcy's charging in. She goes, Nick and Charlie, you two coming, or, oh, you're being gay. Good job. Carry on. I don't know why. I just love that so much. It's just like, yeah, they're kissing each other. Why are you interrupting them? Anyways, I just thought I'd share that.
Just finished the reread of volume 3. 5 stars. I feel like I don't need to say it at this point, honestly. I think I said it in the last update that I did with volume 2, and I just am loving this. I'm loving this story. We got a lot more characterization of Nick's struggles along with Charlie's struggles as well. Like, specifically, one of the main things we tackled in this is Nick and Charlie specifically coming out as a couple, because Charlie has these things where he was kind of forced to come out because everybody just kind of like figured it out and just kind of like knew off the spot. Oh, I forgot to silence my phone again. One of these days I'll get it right, honestly. But anyways, we got to learn a little bit more about that, and we got to see them work a little bit more as a team and get to know each other a little bit more on a deeper level as well too. We got introduced, well, technically not introduced, but we got a little bit more of a play, maybe not a play, I would say, but we got a little bit more of an introduction into Charlie's eating disorder, because it was kind of foreshadowed a little bit in the second graphic novel, but it really kind of like starts rearing its head up in this third volume pretty much, you know, and it really starts rearing its ugly head when they are on the Paris trip together, and you can really tell and such. And it's just like I said, I love the fact that Alice decided to put these complex things on these like teenagers, because, you know, teenagers go through all of this stuff, and it's hard to see sometimes adaptations of teenage shit and teenage like young adult drama and things like that. It's one of those things where it's hard to see the realistic side of things, because sometimes it's meant to be like, oh, they're so much fun and nothing ever goes wrong with them. But in reality, there's a lot of shit that happens when you are a teenager, and you can go through a lot of stuff when you're a teenager and still kind of like developing and things like that. And I love that we got a little bit more of the introduction to the heavier topics and the heavier themes within this story that's going to be explored in the later graphic novels as well too, you know. But yeah, that is kind of my final thoughts on that. It's like 10 was it? Yeah, it's 10:07 right now and such, and I got a little bit of a late start to this because I was editing the video that's going up on Wednesday and such, which is my May and June reading wrap up, so I have to get that done throughout the day. And tomorrow I've got work in the morning, and I'm planning on, as soon as I get home after having some lunch, I'm going to dive into the fourth novel, the fourth graphic novel, because that one's a little bit more on the chunkier side of things, so I'm definitely going to need to carve out just a little bit more time for that one and such. But yeah, that is pretty much it. You guys will more than likely see me tomorrow starting the fourth graphic novel. You might even see me watch a little bit of Heartstopper. We shall see. I might watch a little bit of it tonight before going to sleep, but I won't be bringing up the camera because it's kind of a haul bringing up this entire setup that I have you guys on, because the tripod is just massive. I'll put in a screenshot or something along that lines around here, like somewhere, you know? But yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm loving the reread so far. My 6th volume is on track to come on Friday, so if I do the 4th novel tomorrow, it'll be Wednesday. 5th novel will be on Thursday, and then on Friday, when the 6th novel comes, I will be able to start it as soon as it gets out of the packaging, which is something that I rarely do for books. I don't always read them on the day that like I get them or the day that they are published, and technically Tuesday, the July 7th, is the actual publication day and such, but since by pre-order I didn't want to pay too much extra for shipping, so I did as much priority as I possibly could with this, you know, because I ordered it from bookshop.org. Shout out to them as well too. But yeah, I've been talking for way too long. You guys will see me reading a little bit more of Heartstopper. This gives me peak nostalgia vibes. This gives me so much love and so much appreciation for this series. And we are halfway through getting it to a close. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow when I start reading the 4th volume. We just got this scene of them saying I love you to each other for the first time, and so glorious. I love it so much. I love this book so fucking much. It's amazing. I love it so much. Sorry, your idol, shut the fuck up. I love you, Sasha Boys, but stop. But I basically got to, what page is this? Not 104, 304, and it's in the bulk of Charlie's recovery from his eating disorder and things like that. And one of my things and such is there are multiple indicators that can indicate whether or not you and your current partner are going to work, in my opinion. I mean, there's lots of them, but specifically ones that really kind of like show with me specifically is whether or not you guys can get through hardship, like dealing with mental illness, like the sickness and health part before you even like get married type of vibe, you know, and long distance. If you guys can handle long distance, you'll be fine, you know. But anyways, I think that's kind of what I've been saying. I've been kind of a little bit quiet with volume 4. I didn't cry like I did the first time I read this, which is a-okay. Honestly, I don't think you need to cry at every single thing, but it's definitely in the feels and kind of reminds me of why I love this series and why I love the progression of this series as well too, you know, because this is really the one where the tone really shifts, you know. You can really see the tonal shift of just so many things. So yeah, just thought I'd say that. Oh my god, the end of these volumes just come like just out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, man. So good. So fucking good. So good. I love it. I have now finished the 4th graphic novel on day 4 of this vlog. Something that I kind of want to talk about, this one's actually going to be a little bit maybe of a deviation, I would say, from what I originally rated this. So when I originally read this, I gave it a 6 star. I really did enjoy it, especially with coming off of the high that was volume 3 as well too. And this one really shows the kind of tonal shift of the series. Like in the 3rd volume, we got a little bit of that tonal shift. You could kind of see that it was kind of shifting that way, but this one completely shifts the tone in a very kind of interesting way, in my opinion, I would say, because of the fact that we get to learn a little bit more about Charlie's mental health and specifically his eating disorder and his compulsions that are related to his eating disorders. And it shows that as you get older, these adult things and these adult traumas that kids shouldn't have to go through, not just in childhood, but also in their teenage years, really pops up. And there's a really lovely section of the book where I love the way that Alice decided to write this, because the way that it's written through these journal entries of Nick and Charlie reflecting on what exactly happened within the past however many months, I think, honestly. And it's shown in a very not really fun way, I would say, but it's shown in a way that gives you a lot of insight into the characters and how they reflect on certain things and certain emotions and just things like that. You know, it's one of those things where I really did love the way that Alice decided to approach their story in this way, you know, and especially approaching Charlie's eating disorder, because a lot of kids, and mostly I've known a lot of girls, have struggled with eating disorders. And one of the stigmas and such that a lot of people have is that eating disorders are only developed by women and girls. But in reality, boys and men develop eating disorders, you know? It has just been more statistically inclined, more of, is that the wording that I want to use? Towards women, and specifically catered towards women, which I hate saying the word catered, but I hope you guys know what I mean by that. How we've only really studied that stuff with women, and we haven't really studied that stuff too much with boys and men. And I love the fact that Alice decided to show what it's like for a young boy, a young kid, to go through an eating disorder. Charlie hasn't even turned 16 yet by the time this graphic novel is done with. And it's one of those things where I love it so much. I cried the first time when I read this, and I remember feeling those feelings again, because I didn't cry, but I just knew that they were gonna get through it, and they did get through it in their own way. And I absolutely love the fact that Alice is making them go through these different challenges that people are going to go through throughout their entire life, you know? We can't all be inevitably safe, if that makes any sense. We all go through struggles. We all go through a lot of stuff, especially in our teenage years. I never really had a real teenage romance, honestly. The closest that I got was maybe in my senior year of high school, but even then it wasn't even like these two, you know. But they kind of go through this thing where they are learning to be apart from each other. They're learning not to rely on just each other. They're learning that they need support systems. They need to be able to not just confide in each other, you know? They need to confide in their friends. They need to confide in their family as well too, because you can't just put all of your struggles onto one person. And I think Charlie especially went through that along with Nick, you know? Like, I mean, Nick always had his issues of like coming out to the world, and now like he's okay with that, you know? But it's just one of those things where I love the way that the tone really shifts within this, and it really kind of shows what it's like growing up with a high school sweetheart and growing up with a high school relationship. Like, they started dating when they were 15 and 16, roughly, and such. And now Nick has just turned 17. Charlie is going to be turning 16 soon, later in March, I believe. I can't remember exactly when Charlie's birthday is, but like they're like, I don't know how many months apart. I think they're maybe 18 months apart from each other, but I could be very, very wrong. I don't really remember too much, but I really loved rereading this. I think I'm still going to keep it as a 6-star, but in my heart of heart, it is a 5-star. It still is definitely a god tier series of mine. It is definitely one of those things where I just know that it is going to be with me for the rest of my life. And it's definitely a comfort series, and it reminds me of just like young love and representation and LGBTQ love, because so many things within pop culture have shown us that LGBTQ love is messy and toxic and not worth fighting for. But in reality, with Heartstopper and other things like Red, White, and Royal Blue, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but that shows that queer love that is not just tragedy, if that makes any sense. But anyways, I'm talking for way too long. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch a little bit more of season 1, get caught up with that. And I looked at my order status for the 6th graphic novel, and it should be coming tomorrow, which is July, is that 9th, I think? Yeah, it should be coming on July 9th because today is the 8th. So, and I'm still debating if I'm going to reread this winter. I don't think I will, honestly, because I feel like I don't really need to see that. I feel like that's the one that I remember the most out of like the graphic novels as a whole, pretty much, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna stop talking, and you guys will more than likely see me watching a little bit more of Heartstopper. And then tomorrow, if we are on track, I have work pretty much all day tomorrow, like at like work and such. And then as soon as I get home, I'm more than likely going to read volume 5, which is up there. And hopefully, if we are on track and when I'm not feeling like getting my heart broken too much, I will read the 6th novel with you guys on the 5th day that we are doing this. But yeah, I will see you guys when I'm watching a little bit more of Heartstopper. Okay, friends, you guys are probably wondering why I am not reading right now, or why you are not seeing me read right now. So it's currently the 5th day of this reading vlog, and I have a very special package that just came today. I don't know actually how you open it and such. I need to figure out how to open this damn thing, but I'm guessing that's probably not how it works, but you know what? We're just gonna open this up on camera while we're here too. So just because I feel it in my heart of hearts. I see it. Okay, guys, I think you guys know what this book is, but just in case you guys are like under a rock and don't know what book I have in my hands, I have volume 6 in my hands. Look at it. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God, he's chunky. Holy shit, look at that. Wait, hold on. Look at how chunky this boy is. Oh my God, I love this. Oh my God, it looks great. Oh my gosh. Okay, no spoilers. no spoilers for myself. I still need to reread this bad boy, and it's like 8:30 right now and such. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I have the energy / strength to read this tonight. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna do a double feature where tomorrow I reread volume 5 and then we do a whole session dedicated to reading volume 6, because holy shit, this one is very, very chunky. I didn't realize how big this one was gonna be. But I mean, it makes sense. Alice probably didn't have many regulations when doing up the things and such, but the collection is officially complete, and I'm so excited. I'm just so excited, honestly. So this is all you'll probably get for Thursday footage, honestly. I will more than likely, after I'm done talking to you, I will more than likely watch a little bit more of season 1 to get caught up with that as well, and then just kind of like talk to you guys tomorrow. We've got a little bit of things going on tomorrow after work. We got to go up somewhere to go and get some milk, because where my town that I live in is, it does not have the oat milk that I like a lot of the time. Specifically, they have a brand that is not the greatest in the entire world, and later in the weekend we're making waffles. So we need milk for that, honestly. But I digress, honestly. I am just gonna, oh man, I don't, yeah, the next clip that you guys will more than likely see is of me rereading volume 5 and then more than likely jumping straight into volume 6, because I finally have it in my hand and I am just so nervous, but also so excited to finish the story. Like, I saw the back and it literally says, "Hi, I love you forever, like C," and with an X, and I'm like, oh man, I am so nervous when picking up this. I have no spoilers with this. I've been kind of keeping off of social media with this one because I do not want any spoilers whatsoever, you know. But yeah, I just am nervous, but also very excited at the same time to do this. So yeah, you guys will more than likely see me reading this bad boy. Technically rereading this bad boy, and yeah, then you will see me with volume 6 finally. This is so exciting. Can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me, but one of the main themes within this volume is them doing it with each other for the first time. And one representation that I kind of am sad to see, but also I am glad that it's represented, is body dysmorphia, and how Charlie is one of the main things that he's very nervous about is taking off his shirt, you know? And it's one of those things where it is such a sad thing that people have to go through that and feel like that they are not enough in their own skin and their own body, and that they think someone else, especially the person that they love, will be mean to them or rude to them, you know? And there's a very distinctive page in here where Alice draws it in such a interesting, sad way, you know? It's just his demons that are talking, you know? And I love it, but I also hate it at the same time. You guys know what I mean whenever you see like hard shit within young adult romances and you're just like, I hate it, but I love it at the same time. And that's kind of how I'm feeling with that. We have now hit the subsequential horny teenagers. Of course there has to be horny teenagers in this. I feel like that's almost kind of a lost art form. Like, I don't mind like teens having sex as long as it's like a fade to black type of situation. That's what I'm doing like as my book series goes on, because I have not just my debut, but I have other books in mind related to that as well too, you know. But as it goes on, it's gonna get more mature, it's gonna get more, you know what I mean? I hope you guys know what I mean by that, honestly. But basically we've gotten to where they are boinking it pretty much. I don't know what other euphemisms to like describe this, to be honest with you. And what's interesting in something I also kind of want to talk about a little bit later when I'm doing like my final review with this guy is like a little bit more of in depth of why some people don't like seeing spice portrayed on the page but don't mind it being acted out by actual actors and actresses. So that's another thing for another time period. But yeah, just thought I would share that to you. We have now made it to the official boinking it scene between Nick and Charlie, and we have hit the horny teenager status of this book, which I absolutely love, and this series in general. Bruh, I'm just I just got done reading Elle, Nick, and Tara just got done with their uni rides, and they're talking. Nick's opening up about why he's a little bit scared to do long distance with Charlie, and Elle just goes straight up, Nick, you're a people pleaser. Threw some reality right back at him, which I love to see. I love those friends who will always kind of like reality check you whenever they know that you need a goddamn reality check, to be honest with you. And it's just like beautiful, wonderfully like said, Elle, like wonderful, absolutely wonderful, you know? Okay, friends, I just finished my reread of Volume 5 of Heartstopper. Man, this one I think is definitely my favorites in turn of the kind of dynamic shifts and the tonal shifts that have taken on throughout this entire series, in my opinion. And it's one of the ones that made it feel kind of like you are growing up with these characters. I did not technically grow up with the characters, but I know that if I did grow up with them, I know that like I'd be by their sides no matter what. Like Nick and Charlie and Tara, Darcy, Elle, Tao, and their friends, you know, is definitely something that I wish that I had in high school. To be honest with you, saying this as a 22-year-old who graduated from college as well, I truly, truly, truly wish that I had this type of friend group and this type of friendship and these types of people who had my back even when we were still figuring out ourselves, honestly. And even now, as a 22-year-old, I still feel like I'm figuring out who I am, and these guys are figuring out who they are. And Nick is figuring out what he wants to do. Charlie's figuring out what he wants to do, you know? And I'm really scared to move on to Volume 6 because I don't want the series to be over, but it has been a very, very long time coming, and I'm ready to close this chapter with my close personal friends, you know? Like, this is one of the series that I will always be parasocial about, honestly, specifically within the characters itself, you know? Like, I try not to get too attached to characters and actors and actresses who are in my favorite TV shows and movies because they are playing a character, you know, and they're doing that aspect and such, you know? And it's just one of those things where I like the way that that Volume 5 ends off more than I like the way Season 3, aka the end of series and such, ended off. There's just something about it where the way that there's a lot more spoken between graphic novels Nick and Charlie than there is in show/movie Nick and Charlie. And I'm really, really, really curious to see how it is going to fare from there. You know, I'm really, really, really curious to see how the differences are going to be to the graphic novels versus the adaptation, you know? And it's one of those things where I just got to remember to take a breath and just breathe. You know, that's one of my main things and such. Like, I tell you what, I think it's almost about to be like 7:45 and I'm still kind of nursing on my boba that I had earlier today with my mom when we went up to Iowa City to do some grocery shopping and things like that. But, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do after I'm done talking to you, I might not move from this position, honestly. I think once I refill my water bottle, do a couple things for myself as well too, I think I'm going to dive straight into volume 6. Well, I'll probably get something to eat as well too. We shall see. And I might even watch a couple of episodes of starting season 2 as well too in gear for the movie as well too. I'll probably end up watching the show like a couple of times before watching the movie, but that's okay. But yeah, I am gonna get some more stuff together and then we are officially going to read volume 6 of Heartstopper, and it'll be the end of an era, but the start of an age. It is time, my friends. We're starting. We got this. Oh gosh, I'm already smiling already, and I'm only 30 pages in, and I'm already just like smiling ear to ear, but I feel like something's gonna fuck me up. I know it. Man, breathe, Samantha, breathe. He did it. That's all I'm gonna say is Charlie became head boy. I knew he was gonna do it, but still, I'm just so happy to see him try and make True Rome a better place. I love that. I love that very much. Oh, man, this is amazing. Oh, man. So, they're being horny teenagers, of course. This is funny. Nick and Charlie are having sex in the upstairs bathroom, just so you know. Elle's talking to Tara, and Tara's like, again? I'm like, again? How much have these boys been shagging? Or not, no, what's the term? Is it shagging? That's also a term for fucking? I don't remember. I don't know. We'll see, to be honest with you, but I don't know why I just moved the microphone like that, but I'm just like, oh man, this is more than likely gonna break my heart, but I'm just excitedly nervous. I'm excitedly nervous. Man, Charlie is talking about starting a pride club at Shroom and basically trying to stop homophobia within the lower grades, and his idea just got shot down by one of the teachers that he kind of reports to as head boy. You can just tell that it's eating him alive, because that is just, it's something that is not always regulated within our schools. Like, we need to have a place to where people can feel like themselves. And I get where it's coming from because it's realistic, you know, but I love the fact that Charlie is fighting for that. He's fighting to do that. He's fighting to just like have a space for people to go and feel confident in themselves at school and know that they are not alone. This might cause a spiral in him, but I don't know. We shall see how that goes. Oh no. Oh no. I see something coming up along the path. I have a feeling in this one we're gonna tackle, since we've been focusing a lot on Charlie's insecurities and his issues and problems, I have a feeling this volume's gonna deal a lot with Nick and what he's going through, because we haven't really seen much of Nick, in my opinion, and I feel like it's something that we need to like look through and just kind of see what's going on, you know? Oh, I just gotta remember to breathe. Just breathe and just breathe. Oh no. Oh no, my friends. The plane of jealousy has just hit the second tower. Yeah. That makes sense. That honestly makes a whole lot of sense. How far am I in? Oh shit. Wow. I'm actually flying through this faster than I thought. I'm this much in. Nice. Also, my wrist is hurting a lot when reading these graphic novels, but I don't mind, personally. Oh man, we're getting jealous Nick. Oh man. Yeah, this is definitely gonna deal a lot with Nick's issues and things like that. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I have a feeling that we are going to be dealing with a lot of Nick's issues within this volume. Uh-oh, we'll have some problems, Go-Go Gadget, to say the least. Oh, man. All right. We'll see how this goes. And keep in mind, I still know nothing about this. I have no spoilers, no nothing. I've been off of social media for a long time. And specifically, I've been off of Instagram and TikTok. But I know as soon as I get on my phone after I'm done reading this, I'm going to get slammed with Volume 6 reading things and such. I'm just... Oh man, how many pages are we in? We are 158 pages in, my friends. This is great. This is fun. All right, let's get back into reading. Okay, I just have to mention this. Drunk Nick is kind of funny. He's low-key kind of funny, and I'm like, okay, get it, but also like, no, just like, I can just already see the start of an issue happening as well too, and I'm just like, man, it's just, damn. It's crazy. Oh, man. Okay. I just read a part within this that, yeah, this is gonna break me. I know it in my heart, but also at the same time, I'm just like, the boys had an argument, of course, and it is definitely something that they've been needing to talk about. Specifically, Nick has been needing to talk about this one specific thing, and he's not. And I'm wondering how this is gonna go and where it's gonna be at, you know? And I'm just, I'm interested and confused, and I don't really know how to feel right now, but I'm gonna keep reading on as much as I can, and I'm just kind of along for the ride at this point. I knew that, like, as we got farther and farther into the series, we were going to take a dramatic tone shift, and the tone has completely shifted with this one. Uh-oh, we got a fight on our hands, or we just had a fight on our hands. Oh no. That's just gonna be me throughout this entire read through, is just, oh no, like Baymax. Oh no. Ah. That's also gonna be me throughout this entire thing, is just me screaming, ah. Ah. Oh man, friends, the first tears have fallen at, I would say, exactly halfway with this book. I knew there was a reason why I connected to Nick so much. And that reason just got confirmed within that, and I'm so happy, but also just damn it, I haven't even made it, like, all the way to the end, man. I haven't even made it all the way to the end, and I'm already crying. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I will get into depth a little bit about that later. I gotta remember what pages this happened. It was right around the halfway mark, exactly, and shit, man. I need to remember that. Oh God, man. I'm a mess. I'm a mess already. There is a reason why I connected to Nick in so many ways, and why I always felt connected to his story the most. And it was because I had an absentee dad like Nick did, and slash does, you know? I mean, I hate my biological father, you know? It took me a really long time to learn that he was not going to be the dad that I wanted slash needed him to be. And man, there's something about it when it's the emotional talks with people and in the worlds that really gets you. And I just, man, that just made me just like cry. That just made me cry, man. And we're only halfway through. Like we are only halfway through. I have this much left. God damn, yeah. Damn, I didn't think I would be crying this early into the volume, but it's okay. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading, and also Would've, Could've, Should've by Taylor Swift was blasting in my ears, so that did not help the situation by any means necessary. So I'm just a little heartbroken over that as well too. But anyways, let's keep going. Oh my god. What page am I on? I'm on page 330. And Biscuit, one of the dogs in the animal shelter that Nick is volunteering at, he got adopted. And I don't remember if I saw Alice talk about this, or I think it was Alice, but like when they're older, they get Nick and Charlie get a golden retriever. And I'm like, I love that for them. I love that for them so much, honestly. I'm just like, I love seeing the little callbacks and the little like things like that. I don't have too much left, and I'm really, really curious to see where this is gonna go and how their story is gonna end. You know, I'm so curious about that. And my wrist is hurting, man. It's hard to hold up this damn book. And of course, my earbud is falling out again. But you know, that honestly makes sense. But yeah, I don't have too much left. I'm excited and scared at the same time. And I'm just excited. I'm really, really excited for this. I'm just, yeah, we're gonna continue on. I also had to change out the camera battery as well too, but you guys won't know it because it's gonna be very smooth and it's gonna look like I've been sitting here for however long, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna get back into it. Wait. Oh my god, I just got to summer. All of the group is at this pride parade that's going on near their hometown, and we're seeing all of the Instagram posts. Tao's Instagram post is Nick and Charlie kissing in front of a fuck homophobia sign while he's just sitting there cheesing like this. I love this series. I love this book. I love these characters. I love love. I love just, oh my god, I love love. I love love. Did I mention that already? I think I did, but I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they are at this thing called the Leavers Ball, which is celebrating like the people who are leaving the school or whatever, which includes like Nick, Tara, Elle, Darcy, and I think Sarah as well too is included in that bunch as well. And they're at the St. George's Hotel where Nick and Charlie had their first kiss, and they went into the exact room where they had their first kiss. I love a full circle moment. This is what I was thinking was going to happen, is we were going to get these iconic callbacks back to how their relationship was first built and the bare bones of what exactly Nick and Charlie is and who Nick and Charlie are, you know? And seeing their love grow from when they were just scared like boys who just developed crushes on each other to full-blown being in love and being horny motherfuckers, to say the least. They are some horny motherfuckers, I will say that. But then again, that makes sense for their age range, you know? It makes a whole lot of sense. But I'm on page 384 and I love this. I'm gonna say this, of course, but I love this. I love everything about this, and I'm honestly feeling really good about where it's gonna end. I don't know where it's gonna end off, but I have a feeling that I know what's gonna happen, but I don't really know, but it's okay. Wait! Holy shit, I just got to the epilogue. What? You kidding me? Oh my god, we just got a nod to Radio Silence. Oh, I love Radio Silence too. Oh, that's one of my favorite non-Heartstopper related books of Alice's. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man, do I need to reread Radio Silence again as well? I feel like I should. Oh, god damn. I don't even know if you can see it in the viewfinder or not, but... Oh god. Oh damn, I don't think I've cried this much since reading Beartown for the first time. I don't think I've cried. Shit, man. Oh my god. That was perfect. Absolutely perfect. That was so perfect. That ended exactly how it needed to end. Honestly, that is just... Oh, jeez, man. I knew that this was gonna break me, but I didn't realize how much it was gonna break me. I am happy. These are happy tears, by the way. Guys, just so you know, these are not sad tears by any means necessary. These are happy tears. They are so fucking happy. They're so happy it's not even funny. They are so fucking happy it's not even fucking funny. But, oh, man, it's like 11:30 right now as I'm looking at the clock. I could ramble as much as I want to, but I think I need to sleep off a little bit before I give you kind of like my final thoughts on this. I really need to think it over. I really need to sleep on it. So I will see you guys tomorrow with less tears in my eyes and a little bit more of a smile on my face. I just, man, I didn't realize how much these characters affected me, and just, this was great. This was just a wonderful thing. But yeah, I will come back to you guys with more cohesive thoughts in the morning. And now I have officially finished volume 6 of Heartstopper, and it was the perfect ending to this story and to these characters, in my personal opinion. For some reason, I was kind of almost like dreading reading this because I thought it wasn't going to be a happy ending, and even then, we're not really guaranteed too much of exactly what happens. They make a promise to each other that they would try their best to be what each other needs for the rest of their lives and continue to grow together and accept each other for what's going on in their lives, you know? And I love that messaging, and mostly because of the fact that we finally get to see representation of LGBTQ love, finding happiness and finding love and finding the ability to try and make it work. Because I feel like something that is always taught to us, especially when I was young, like I'm 22 years old, and something that's always taught to us is that you need to find your person like right off the bat in high school or in college or whatever. You need to get married super, super early. You need to start having a family. You need to start doing that type of stuff. But in reality, not a lot of people are wired that way. Like for me, the thought of like getting married at the ripe age of 22 freaks the fuck out of me. Like I would not want to do that personally. And I like the way that all of the couples in this series, not just Nick and Charlie, but Tara and Darcy, Tao and Elle, kind of like figure out what exactly they want to do for themselves, not only as individuals, but also as a couple as well too, and being a unit in that way as well too, because it's one of those beautiful, beautiful things seeing these people who are very, very young find their person very early in their life, and they make a promise to go through the rest of life with this person, you know? No marriages whatsoever, but like they just make that tiny promise to each other that they will be there for each other when the person needs it the most, in my opinion. And it was beautifully written, it was beautifully made, and I loved every single second of it. The thing that really got me the most was, I said this a little bit, I think yesterday as well, Nick is one of my favorite characters. I think he is my favorite character within all of the series. There was something about it when I first read it, I couldn't quite put my finger on why I connected to him in the first place. And then when watching the TV show and learning about his absentee dad, it reminded me of my own absentee biological father, you know? And it kind of reminded me of that and the trauma that kids go through when they have an absentee parent, because parents are always supposed to be the people that kids can count on. But a lot of the times there's a saying that I always say, which is not every parent deserves to have a kid, but every kid deserves to have a parent, and two parents specifically. I mean, it depending honestly on like what the situation is, but I think as something for someone who has had an absentee parent in their life, it is very refreshing to see someone deal with that trauma and dealing with the fact of like, it was never the child's issue, it was always the parent's issue, and that was it. And it's something where I've had to grapple with my own thing. Like I stopped making contact with him when I was like 13, 14 or something along that. I don't remember how old I was. I was in elementary school, I think, because it was, I don't remember what grade I was in. I was either in 4th or 5th grade, depending on the month. And I was just done with him, you know? And seeing Nick have that conversation with his mom about learning about how he has these people-pleasing tendency issues and how it sometimes bleeds over into making sure that Charlie is okay, because for the majority of the series we've been focusing on Charlie's issues and Charlie's thoughts and opinions and Charlie's things, you know, that kind of like Nick was almost kind of pushed to the side with his things, you know, and this one really, really set the precedence that Charlie wanted to see Nick's flaws and know that, like, almost kind of reminds me within Olivia's song Less, where I think the line is something of the lines of like, oh crap, what's the line? Hold on, let me grab my phone real fast. Oh yes, okay. So I found it. It's later in the song and such, and the line goes, and I could try convincing you they're just intrusive thoughts, but you've seen me truly happy, so you know right now I'm not. And that to me really kind of encompasses what exactly Nick was going through. Is like the whole premise of Nick's story is when he became friends with Charlie, something happened to where he no longer felt like he needed to repress his true self because he found a true friend in Charlie who didn't judge him, didn't make him like play the part of something that he did not want to play, because that is something that Nick has always been struggling with, is finding that ability to be who he wants to be without trying to fit the mold of somebody or a group as well too. Like, it's really talked about a lot in season 1, season 2, and like the first 3 graphic novels as well too, is finding that ability for him to not people please and not bend his own personality to somebody else's will. And that's a really like good way of showing that trauma. It's a very, very good way of showing that, because it's almost kind of like the silent killer. Like Charlie's was very much, and I'm not discounting Charlie's trauma whatsoever, but Charlie's, you could see that a lot within the foreground and the building of what Alice was trying to do. But with Nick's, Alice kind of kept that a little bit on the like quiet side, and then it exponentially grew pretty much. And that storyline and that thing in general when it comes to Nick, it makes a whole lot of sense as to why after like these 6 graphic novels, we finally get a little bit more of his story in this one, because his trauma has been the silent killer for most of these graphic novels. And then we get the full blown like thing of like, he's held on to this for way too long that he needs to let it go, and he needs to talk to Charlie about this, and he needs to confront these demons of his. And I really, really liked that. And the ending, oh my God. The ending was completely perfect, and I love the ending scene, not just the epilogue, but I really love the ending scene. There were a lot of callbacks to the first graphic novel and things like that, and I'm wondering if they're gonna do kind of a similar thing within the movie, because the movie, obviously, it's the same story, but added things to the TV adaptation that are better for on-screen development, adding new characters like Isaac and Imogen as well, and like all those other different characters that were not mentioned in the graphic novels. And I'm just so curious to see like where their story goes from here, because the way that it ends, you kind of get the thing, like I said at the beginning, they make a promise to each other to pretty much do their best and to communicate and to grow as individuals together, because that's something that I feel like a lot of people don't really understand when getting into relationships, especially very, very young. And if you are like older or younger or whatever, a lot of people don't understand that when you're in a relationship, you need to grow together if you want to make it work. And if someone falls behind and someone is growing more than the other person, that relationship becomes stagnant, and then it becomes in trouble and just things like that. And I'm talking about healthy relationships here. I'm pretty sure that was implied, but I just wanted you guys to know that. And not gonna lie, I've been talking, I think, for maybe like, I don't know how long. I've been trying to look at the like footage thing in the corner of like the viewfinder to where the minutes keep going down. But this is already a extremely long video anyways, because of just all of the love that I have for this series. And honestly, I wouldn't say I'm happy happy that it's over. It is a little bit saddening, of course, but then I also remember how easy it is to pick up these graphic novels and to watch the TV show and the movie that'll be coming out soon, that it's one of those things where I can always revisit. It's kind of like the feeling that I got with Stranger Things. It's along those kind of feelings when Stranger Things ended at the like top of this year and people were just like so emotional for how it ended, and specifically one of the main characters' fates that really irked a lot of people, including myself. But we're not talking about Stranger Things. We're talking about Heartstopper. And I think I put this as a 6-star on Goodreads, and the whole series I would honestly consider 5-star / god tier series. This series, The Naturals, Beartown, and like those series are definitely on my god tier list because they have characters and they show what exactly a real person could be, but just in a fictional setting, you know? And yeah, that's basically kind of my final thoughts to this. And just also a little bit of a side note, how the fuck did they find actual real people who look like these characters? Like, I remember when seeing that and like seeing the graphic novels, I was like, Joe Locke looks exactly like Charlie, and so does Kit Connor. He looks exactly like Nick, and everybody else looked exactly like their characters too. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is happening here? But yeah, that is my final thoughts on volume 6 of Heartstopper. And of course, that is going to be the end of this video. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to like and comment down below. If you don't know what to comment down below, tell me what was your reaction to the end of volume 6, whether you were happy, sad, excited for their future, or just whatever, you know? If you liked me, please make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. You guys know that I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you want to see what things I specifically post on those days, it will be in the description down below. Along with finding me somewhere else on the internet, I have my Fable, my Goodreads, my TikTok, my Instagram, my bookshop.org, and of course, if you do want to check out Heartstopper and for some reason you have not read it yet, or just in general, you know, I think you should, honestly, because it's such a good series. I will have the links for all of the graphic novels in the description down below. You can order them through bookshop.org, like I've said in multiple videos in the past. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I want to give a specific shout out and a thank you to Alice Oseman for creating this series. It is one of those series that's always going to be with me throughout my entire life. Like, if I have kids in the future, I want to show them this series because of how much representation it has and how much love and support that a lot of these characters are, and how so many people have found themselves in a Charlie situation or in Nick's situation or Darcy's or Tara's or Elle's or Tao's or Sarah's or any of the other characters as well too. And yeah, I just want to thank Alice Oseman for creating this story. Like, they created this story. She was the one that made these characters from her brain. She drew them. She knew exactly what she wanted for these characters, and I love that they created this story and that they shared it with us. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little thank you to Alice, and of course thank you guys again for watching, and I truly hope that you guys have an amazing day, week, month, and year. See you later, friends.